Turn it back on. Should be right on the top corner.
I guess we're ready to start. We'll call this meeting to order of the Evanston City Council. It's July 6th. Welcome to all of you. It looks like somebody called the cops on us, but I guess that's. If there are none, I'll entertain a motion to approve it as it's prepared. Mr. Welling with a motion. Is there a second? Mr. Welling with a second. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? We have an agenda. We've got the council minutes for June 15. Any changes to those minutes? If not, we'll acknowledge those as they've been prepared and go on to the special city council minutes for June 22nd. Same thing there. Any concerns regarding those minutes? If not, we'll acknowledge those as well and go to the work session minutes for June 22nd. Comments, concerns? Not, we'll acknowledge those as well, and we've got all kinds of minutes. So we'll go on to the special city council minutes for June 29.
Makes us look like we've been busy.
We've been busy. Yeah. So we'll acknowledge those as well and go on to the bills. We've got a warrant register with today's date on it. Fairly short list, but I guess that happens at the end of the year and beginning of a new one.
I'll make a motion to approve the bill warrant register, Your Honor.
Mr. Perks with the motion, Mr. Sellers seconding. Any discussion? There's no discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? That's approved. Council comments. Mr. Otley, what do you have for us?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Okay, excellent. Mr. Perks.
I have nothing tonight, Your Honor.
Mr. Welling?
Just to thank the citizens for keeping it safe. We only had 7 fires, all less than 1 acre. The fire department wasn't field report. But I don't know who was more spectacular, Mother Nature's show or Porter's. Both did a wonderful job. So.
Excellent. Mr. Sellers?
Just to thank everybody involved in the 4th of July, and I wanted to thank Mother Nature too for the show and also to have everything a little bit wet, and I think it worked out well. And I didn't hear any fireworks until 10 after 5, so I was really impressed that word got out so well, and people understood the seriousness of what, follow the rules, we can do more things.
Excellent. Thank you. Mr. Welling?
Just echo what's been said. Thank Parks for their Freedom Festival. I think it was a good turnout.
That was nice.
And the council is serving watermelon. It decided to down the board. But other than that, I think we had a good festival. Thank Ford for an awesome display of fireworks.
Excellent. I'll simply echo all of those comments. I do know that at my house at about 11:30 or 11:20, my wife mentioned to me that it's now after 11 and the fireworks should be done, and I said, well, yes, but they can do it. They can light fireworks until midnight. And my wife said, well, who the heck did that?
You blamed us.
Yeah, but I'm only one vote, so I got out of that. But anyway, I think everybody had a good holiday. I hope they did, and luckily enough, we didn't have any major catastrophes like we've had in the past. And I think it ended up being a good holiday. So thank you to everybody involved in making that weekend what it is. Okay, we now have a special order. We have a motion here that's brought many of you here tonight, and I appreciate that. This is a decision. These kinds of decisions, I think, are probably the decisions that weigh on me the most. You know, the operation of the city is truly who answers the phone when we call them and all of that. And once in a while, there's a decision that rises to this level that has the ability to literally impact and affect our entire community. And so I guess before I go on with this, I want to express my appreciation to the police department for your service to this community, for your input, and for your commitment that you have to the community. That's something that we all should be very grateful for. I need to express appreciation to the City Council. I knew going into this event, this appointment, that from my perspective, having what I believe anyway, a friendship, a personal friendship with all that might be considered for this position, I asked the City Council to help me in that decision, and they did. And they provided some interviews and provided some input to me, and I agree wholeheartedly with the recommendations that you made to me, and I appreciate your input and your involvement in this particular appointment. So, with that, I would like to put forth the name of Michael Vranish to be appointed as our police chief for the city of Evanston, and entertain a motion to that effect.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Willing with a motion, Mr. Willing seconding. Is there any discussion?
This was, to me, this was a hard decision, because I know all that apply.
Exactly right.
In past department heads that we've interviewed, I didn't know them beforehand, and that made it easy. But this was definitely difficult and not taken lightheartedly, so I think we did a good job.
I think so too.
The thing that I noticed during the interview process was how much all three gentlemen loved the department, and more importantly, loved this community, and it came through. John did a wonderful job bringing you guys aboard.
All right. Anybody else? We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Welcome aboard, Chief.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah. Do we need to do a swearing in now? Diane's going to line us out, so.
When do I get to yell?
I'm going to have you face that way so Kane can see you.
Okay.
Any question on who runs the city? It's Diane.
Not hardly. Oh, you go for it.
I didn't bring my glasses. I can hold
Do you want to use mine? You can. They're nice.
I have some dignity. I'll just hold it out here.
Okay.
You want to hold this?
Yeah, here you go.
Oh, wait a minute. Do you do this? No, you. He says as city clerk.
I know, but you should do it.
You need to hold this.
Bunch of glasses.
Maybe. I'm okay. And this says, well, let me read this. As city clerk, I am proud to administer this oath of office to you. And I guess as I'll say, as mayor, I am proud to administer this oath of office to you. I, Michael Vranish,
I, Michael Branish,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Wyoming,
and the Constitution of the State of Wyoming,
that I have not knowingly violated any law
that I have not knowingly violated any law
related to my election or appointment,
related to my election or appointment,
or caused it to be done by others,
or caused it to be done by others,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity.
and and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chief.
I really want to thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council, for putting your faith and trust in me. It's a huge task, and I also want to thank my parents, who unfortunately are not here, for their support and guidance in my life, and my wife for being there for me always, and Lieutenant Pearson, Lieutenant Earl, for all the everything that standing beside me, and every officer and employee at the police department. And this has been a great community to me. I've graduated high school here, I've raised my family here, and it means a lot to me, and I thank everyone again.
Thank you. Thank you. Excellent. Well, thank you. That's going to be hard to top, but I guess we still need to, got some other business, so we'll move on. Thank you. And thanks for everybody for coming. If you want to stay, you're more than welcome to. If you want to sneak away, you can do that too. But thanks for being here and being a part of this.
Stay, you get a raise.
We have a consent agenda. We've got 3 items on that agenda. Do we want to visit about them individually or collectively? What's your pleasure?
Collectively.
Collectively, okay. We've got a limited malt beverage permit requested by the Fair Board. We've got a open container and street closure permit requested in relation to the Brewfest, and a parade route request for the bike race, in connection to a bike race on July 31st. Is there anything we need to know about any of these events before we move on? Anything you'd have us know? Something special about them, or just
Not ours, it's the same as always.
same as always?
How many years have you been doing that after the,
Oh, as soon as it moved over to the park, we started on Main Street. So I'm not sure, 7 maybe?
No? Nice. Any questions from any of the council
I just
members?
have a comment. From where I work, we don't see any problems from that, so I appreciate the way you keep that under control.
Good, thank you.
Is there a motion to approve our consent agenda?
I'll make that motion, Your Honor.
Mr. Perks for the motion, Mr. Welling seconding. Any discussion? There's no discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? That's approved. Thank you. Hope it's a raving success. We'll go on to unfinished business, and we'll start there with ordinance 2104. Mr. Bowl, please.
Your Honor, this ordinance of the city annexes the real property, more particularly described herein as requested in the petition to annex submitted by Casey L. Hartzell and Jana L. Hartzell.
Thank you. Is there anything that's changed on this at all from first reading?
Are we still good on this, Eric? Nothing's changed, Your Honor.
Any questions from the council? I'll entertain a motion to approve ordinance 2104 on third and final reading.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Otley, Mr. Sellers seconding. Discussion. There's no discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? That's approved. Thank you. And we'll go on to new business. And our first item there is a bid for a truck.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is one of our capital purchases for this year. To replace a garbage truck. We budgeted $275 and came in that area, a few of them a little over. The one we're requesting comes in at $263,465 from Peterbilt out of Roxbury.
Excellent. Good to be able to do business with a Wyoming company. It's kind of disheartening when you see the cost of these pieces of equipment and you see the trade-in value. It's not,
That's a tough
not really, doesn't really feel all that great, but I guess it is what it is.
The Kramer truck is 18 years old. 18 years old.
And I suspect it's
They'll
all
turn
over
around and
garbage.
sell it for 50, you know.
Could do.
With the chassis that wears out the truck, or is everything just?
The trade-in that we're getting rid of is actually on the second dump body. So the truck has lasted through 2 dump bodies.
Okay.
So the dump bodies actually wear out faster. So we're able to trade, put a new dump body on this probably 7 or 8 years ago. The whole thing is worn out.
Okay.
There's a lot of moving parts in one of these trucks.
Every single day.
Yeah, yeah. Is there a motion on this bid? Mr. Welling?
I'll second.
Mr. Otley seconding. Any discussion?
What's the delivery date?
Oh, man,
They're going to chip?
yeah, that's part of it, getting parts and some of the back order stuff. But they said not to be surprised from here to 400 days. So
Yeah.
this may be a little over next year.
Yeah,
But getting it ordered now gives us a chance to.
right. At least we're on the list of, yeah. Any further discussion? If there's no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? That's approved. Thanks, Gordon. And we'll go on to Resolution 2146. Mr. Bowie, read that title for us,
Your
please.
Honor, this resolution of the city authorizes the execution of an agreement with Dave Norris Construction, Inc. It's for the completion of all work required for the 2021 street overlay project.
Barker.
Good evening. This is just our agreement for our maintenance that we do every year. Like I said last time at the notice of war, we got some good bids and we're within our allotted budget. So just to execute the agreement and keep going. They've submitted their payment performance bonds and pre-construction use.
And this particular project here this is probably the first one of this magnitude for Mr. Norris's construction firm. Is that correct? Or no?
As far as the city goes, yeah, they've never done one this big with the city.
Okay.
I think he's done large projects before, but yeah, this is probably one of the big ones to do.
And again, this is good to be able to do business with someone locally. This is a good thing.
Everyone kind of hit it off anyway. You know, he said it best. He's like, can you give anybody a shot like not me?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
he told me they just made the arrangements with trucks, and he's got 2 subs. Consolidated will actually chip seal for him, and he's got CMR. He's going to mill for him, so he's smart about it. Doing what he just wants to pay for, so he's got his other guys doing what they do for him. So.
Okay.
And he's got the paper and equipment.
Ready to go.
He has the experience. So
Okay.
we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Is there an introduction on this resolution? Mr. Sellers with a motion, Mr. Welling seconding. Any discussion?
There's no doubt in my mind he'll do us a good job. He's done some work over where I work, and he did an excellent job. Very conscientious, so
Good deal.
feel good about it.
It's just really nice to see local companies stepping up, and it's nice to keep all the money in the community instead of it circling and circling and circling out.
This is a big risk for him, big job, and so he knows he's got a tall task, but he's ready to go for it. So I hope it is a great success.
No further discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? That's approved. Resolution 2147. Mr. Bowl, please.
Your Honor, this resolution of the governing body approves change order number 1 for the 2021 street overlay project.
So this is a good change order. It'll actually decrease the contract amount, but The reason for this was we're always trying to balance with, specking out an asphalt pavement binder. You're always trying to get the right flexibility and strength, and you're always trying to balance it and get the right pavement. And with high traffic roads, you spec out a different asphalt binder. And so I originally had spec'd out, as I say here in the change order, of asphalt binder PG 6428. During the bid, I had several of the contractors tell me that the batch plants had some concern with that for this type of road. And so, I got with Damon and their specialists over there at YDOT out of Cheyenne. We not that they were just doing me a favor, just to talk it through it. And the consensus we made was, for this type of project, the 5828 would be a little better. It's a little more flexible and it's a little more workable of asphalt, and it doesn't, County Road is a high traffic road and Lombard is too, but not the type. Basically, when we get into the 6428, it's a super pavement, and they add polymers, and it kind of gets a little more. So for the cost, it's only saving us $6,600, but all the contractors kind of voice the same thing, that it'll be easier for them to work with, and we'll get a good product. So,
Okay.
And we've used this in the past, overlays. Last year we used a little different oil. So that's all this is just, I wanted to wait till after the bid. I didn't want to do an addendum because it was too late right during the bid. So I decided to bid it out, apples to apples, and then do an adjustment after. And so with Daryl's price and checking the oil or the cost per ton, his change order was in line with the deduction of the oil. So.
Okay. Is there an introduction here?
I'll second.
Mr. Sellers, Mr. Welling seconding. Discussion. There's no discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? That's approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll go on to Resolution 2148. Mr. Bowl, will you read that title for us, please?
Your Honor, this resolution of the governing body authorizes the acceptance of a quote from DFA LLC. It's to provide the city with an actuary report to enable the city to make the required GASB disclosures.
Thank you. Ms. Lim?
Every year we see this. It's part of our audit. What this company does is they have some kind of calculation to figure the city's liability for pension. And they do it every 2 years. It's a little different. And they have highlighted the extra $500 for this year, because this year they do a little bit more than they do in the other years. If that makes any sense.
I think we've seen this a few years.
Yes.
Several times.
About every year.
All right. Is there a introduction on this resolution?
I'll introduce the motion to pass.
Mr. Otley, a motion. Is there a second? Mr. Welling, seconding. Discussion. There's no discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? That's approved. Thank you. To Resolution 2149. Mr. Bowl, please.
Your Honor, this resolution of the city authorizes the execution of an agreement for additional services with JUB Engineers, Inc. It's to complete GIS mapping of the cemetery.
Thank you. Ms. Lim?
This is our cemetery project where we're putting it online. When they started working on it, we had sent in drawings that the engineering department had, and they just were not lining up with the graves themselves. So he's added an extra $800 for them to come out and actually map all those graves so it matches better. And we've got the first 3 sections done. We've got the rest to finish. We've got the 3 hardest sections. So hopefully by the end of the summer, this project will be finished. And it'll be nice to have.
This is one of those things that we want to have fairly certain.
Mm-hmm. And there's some things out there that are not certain. You can ask Aaron out there about that.
Dig pretty gingerly for the first couple of feet, if you're not exactly.
Out there.
Get him to stay put.
So Trudy, is this the Is this the first thing that JUB has done on this project?
It's actually Gateway Mapping are the ones that do the computer portion of it, all the computer program, and they are part of JUB engineers. I know there's Gateway Mapping that also does the GIS stuff but they're in different locations. These guys do more of the cemeteries and things like that. And they're located in Provo, I believe, or Orem, where the GIS that we use is in Kaysville, I think. But they're all under JUB engineers. So my guess is that JUB is actually doing the survey work. And then Gateway Mapping is the one that pulls it all together. But it's the same company, basically.
Thank you.
Is there an introduction here?
I'll introduce with the motion to pass.
Perks with a motion. Did I hear somebody seconding over here? Mr. Welling? Any discussion? There's no discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Is there any opposed? That's approved. Thank you, Trudy. Resolution 2150. Mr. Bowe, read that title for us, please.
Your Honor, this resolution of the city authorizes the execution of an agreement with Hack Companies to provide the annual calibration services needed for the water treatment plant.
Again,
Thank you.
this is just our annual contract with Hawk to do the calibration things for several pieces of equipment at the water treatment plant. Has gone up $500 from last year, but we've also added a little bit of equipment, and things go up once in a while. So,
Okay. Is there an introduction on this resolution?
I'll introduce with a motion to pass.
Mr. Otley, Mr. Welling seconding. Discussion. No discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? That's approved. Thank you. 2151. Mr. Bowe, please.
Your Honor, this resolution of the city authorizes the execution of a water agreement with the Wyoming Department of Transportation. It's to provide water for the State Highway 150 repair project.
Thank you. Mr. Robinson.
so next year, YDOT's going to be doing some work on Highway 150, some construction work. They will need some water and water trucks to do some of that work, and they're required to enter an agreement with us to buy water. It's the construction price that we would charge anyone else, and just an agreement to sell water to the state.
30,000 gallons per day. Is that what I'm reading?
Yeah.
Of course, that's contingent on us having 30,000
Yeah,
gallons.
assuming we have
Per day,
water
right?
to give them, yes.
Could be a dry summer next year.
Let's hope not.
Yeah, no kidding. Is there an introduction on this resolution?
I'll introduce with a motion to pass.
Mr. Sellers with a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Mr. Welling seconding. Discussion.
Let's pray for water.
I hear you. Further discussion? There's none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? That's approved. Resolution 2152. Mr. Bowe, read that title for us, please.
Your Honor, this resolution of the city authorizes the execution of an agreement with the Wyoming Association of Sheriffs and Chiefs of Police. Is to provide compliance inspection on alcohol retailers to enforce laws prohibiting the sale of alcoholic beverages to persons under the age of 21.
Thank you. Chief Ranch.
Yes, Your Honor and members of council, we've been doing this compliance check since I've been in patrol for quite a few years. We basically utilize decoys under the age of 21 to go to local alcohol retailers and attempt to make a purchase. They're not allowed to lie. They got to use their actual state-issued ID that shows they're under the age of 21. We photograph the young adults before they go and do the compliance check to show that their appearance hasn't been altered in any way. And we have been issuing citations for those who do sell to minors. It discourages future sales and helps reduce underage consumption of alcohol.
It's a good program. Thank you. Is there an introduction on this resolution?
I'll
Mr. Welling with a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Mr. Welling seconding. Any discussion?
As a retailer, I think this is a really good program. Keeps people on their toes, and are we going to start doing tips training again, though, in person is one question I have.
Yes, we are doing tips training in person. Matter of fact, we have another one scheduled this Thursday, and it's set up for so we can get people certified for the coming Brew Fest.
Further discussion? If there's not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? That's approved. Resolution 2153. Mr. Bowl, please.
Your Honor, this resolution of the city authorizes the execution of an agreement with the Association of Sheriffs and Chiefs. It's to provide compliance inspection on retail tobacco outlets to enforce laws prohibiting the sale of tobacco to minors.
Thank you. Chief.
Yes, Your Honor. This is exactly the same contract as previous one. The only difference is we utilize the minors to attempt to purchase tobacco from tobacco retailers, and same rules apply. Same state-issued IDs are used, and everything's done in the same manner.
Excellent. Is there an introduction here?
I'll introduce with the motion to pass.
Mr. Will. Mr. Sellers seconding. Discussion. No discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? That's approved. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Looks like the end of our agenda. Go to our departments. Chief Vance, do you have anything more tonight that you'd like to add?
No, sir, I don't. I just once again like to thank everybody, and I really appreciate it, and I'll work my hardest.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank your wife, too. It affects her greatly as well, so.
Thank you, sir.
And I see her nearly every day, so she chews me out once in a while at my regular job, so.
Just like the city clerk runs the city, she runs my house.
I hear you. I hear you. Ms. Lim, do you have anything for us, Judy?
Just congratulations to Mike and welcome.
Sure. Mr. Robinson, way back there. Mr. Ehlers, do you have anything for us tonight?
I'd like to thank the police department for taking the crews to their area. It's creative down. It's good to have your presence. I hope it's going to be a difference.
Thank you. Mr. O'Neill.
Just want to say congratulations to the chief branch and look forward to working with you.
Mr. Barker.
Excited to work with you. Learn from you. Should be awesome.
Cool. Ms. Harris.
Congratulations, Mike and Rhonda. We're really part of the team, so maybe you can keep this
Mr. Bowl, do you have anything for us tonight?
No, Your Honor. Welcome aboard, Mike. You've got a serious job. If you can find a way not to take life too seriously, that will help you.
Wise counsel.
Yeah, if there's a way to find a sense of humor in all of it, you should endeavor to do that. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Wise counsel. Wise counsel. Public participation. Is there anyone here from the public that would like to address the council for any reason? That's it. We will adjourn. Thank you.